So, you just got someone to agree to go to a coffee meeting with you where you're going to pitch your deal. Here's 5 things you must do in the first 5 minutes of your coffee pitch meeting. So you met someone, or you went to a cash flow club and you gave them your business card, and now it's time to go for a meeting. What are you going to do in the next 5 minutes so that you can control the conversation so it will go where you want it to go, stay on course so you can get your deal, and at the very least get an answer whether they're going to do their deal with you or not, so you can either move on to the next person or make your deal happen. Always be early. Show up to the meeting at least 5 to 10 minutes early. There's a chance they might be 5 to 10 minutes early, and you can at least get started. You don't want them to be sitting there bored before you get there. You want to be excited when they come in, when they greet with you, shake their hand. Ask them before you're going for this coffee meeting what they would like in their coffee. Order it and have it ready for when they get there. That is the absolute best way to start. If they're already there, don't worry about it. Sit down, and you're going to sit down with them, and then one of the first things you're going to say is, "Nice to see you. How long do you have for this meeting?" This will have one of a couple responses. One, they say, "Oh, I've got 15 minutes for this meeting," or 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. That is not enough time for you to go through and actually see whether or not working together is a good fit. At that point, it's good to actually say, I don't really think we have enough time to get through this. Can we reschedule this coffee meeting? Let's talk about some other stuff. And that's a good time to ask them about their kids, their family, their hobbies, and build a little bit of rapport. That might also be a clue as to what their dreams and goals are. While you're establishing your timeline, they might also say, "I have an hour," or "I have 45 minutes. Answer back, say, "Great, I do too." The other response that they might give to you is that they have all day. Well, your time is money. You don't have all day. You say, "I have an hour. I think we can get everything we need done during this time." This leads us to tip number 3, and that is to establish the purpose of the meeting. And so what you're going to say is the purpose of the meeting is to see about whether or not working together is going to be a good fit, as to see where you're at financially, where you want to go, and if we can take you there, then working together may be a good idea. Next, you're going to want to follow up and say, "Are you okay if I ask you some personal financial questions?" This is super, super important, because if they say no, well, your meeting is basically over. You have the purpose of the meeting, and if they're not willing to be honest with you about their finances, then you have nothing to talk about. If they say yes, this is going to disarm them so that you can ask them anything you want. This means that when you ask them, "How much do you owe on your house?" and other questions like that, we'll go through some of the questions that you'll ask them in another video. But when you go through those questions, they're not coming out of left field. When you say, "How much do you have in your pension fund?" that's because they've given you permission to ask, and they'll happily answer. If you don't do that, you could be violating a cardinal rule, because a lot of people are uncomfortable talking about money, and it's not a subject at their dinner table. So this might be a new experience for them. Make sure they're comfortable and go through the discovery process. After you're done asking them some more questions and finding out where they're at and where they want to go and what their hopes and dreams are, if you can actually help them accomplish that, they will likely want to work with you. You'll go through that, you will do your deal pitch. You're actually going to spend very little time on your deal pitch. We'll have another video for a keep it simple deal pitch. Link will be in the description for that video. On to tip number 5. Now that you have permission to ask them some personal financial questions, you're going to want to follow this up by saying, "At the end of this conversation, we're going to decide whether or not working together will be a good fit or not. And if you really don't want to, are you okay telling me no?" The reason you're going to do this is because at the end of the conversation, and you're done pitching and you're done going through it, and it is a good fit, you think it is, you're going to say, "Based on everything you told me, I think we should work together. I think working together would be a good fit for you financially." At that point, you're going to say, "So, would you like to do the deal that I just showed you?" And this is where they can say one of 3 things: yes, no, and maybe. If the answer is no, great. They're being honest with you. You can still be friends. You may not do investing or any sorts of joint venturing together, but it's totally okay to get a no. A no might also mean they just don't have liquid funds available for this deal. Maybe they want another deal. Ask them if you can bring it up in the future. If they say yes, What you're going to do is tell them what are the next steps they can expect from you in order to do a deal together. If they say maybe, this is where you get to call them on it. You say, you know, at the start of the conversation, I asked you if you'd be okay telling me no, and when a lot of people who I know say maybe, it's because they just don't want to hurt my feelings. But I'm okay with a no, and if you're not comfortable with saying yes, I'm just going to make this a no decision for you, and it's totally okay. And this is called the takeaway. You're taking your opportunity away. And one of two things, they'll either be relieved because their answer really was a no and they just didn't want to tell it to you, or they will say, wait, I'm still interested. And at that point, you can say, okay, what else would you like to know before being able to move forward? They might need to talk with their spouse. If that's the case, you probably should have had the spouse at the meeting to begin with. Don't get them to explain the deal to their spouse. Make sure you're there for it. That way you can make sure that that meeting wasn't a waste of time. He probably really does want to do his deal. He just doesn't want to get in trouble or look silly. These are the 5 things that you absolutely must do in the first 5 minutes of every coffee pitch. It's going to make closing the deal a lot easier and it really help your sales process. This is going to allow you to get more deals done. And when you're closing your money partners, all you need to do is go find deals. You'll feel confident going out there knowing that you have lots of money partners, and as soon as you find a really great deal, you're ready to roll. So now that you know how to go into your meeting armed and prepared, ready to close your money partners and get them joint venturing with you, I encourage you to share your results and join our private Facebook group. From there, we go through different conversations of what other people are saying with their people, how it's been working out for them, if there's ways for us to tune it up so that the next meeting goes a little smoother. That's what the group is there for. I encourage you to join. It's completely free but private. The link is in the description. Also, I write a monthly newsletter called Deal Flow Monthly. You can sign up for that. There's another link in the description. Inside there, you'll be able to get insider tricks and tips to be able to profit more from your deals. We cover market trends and other data that are completely relevant to making you do great deals instead of good deals. So sign up for that and push the subscribe button here. We'll see you in more videos.